My name is Brody Edgars. I am Haida from Old Massett, and one of my favorite things to do is I like to do beaded artwork. So far, my favorite thing to make are rings. First moved to Kamloops in 2018 in June. I used to live in Prince Rupert. Where I see myself in 5 years is helping my fellow peers with just helping them in general with anything. I can't really see myself having a job or doing much schooling yet. Yeah.
And squash, silas dance. I am from Kikikyelk Nation, Lytton, BC. My favorite hobbies are riding bikes around Lytton or around Kamloops, BC with my friends, going to events, powwows, going out to eat. I've been living here since October, after Thanksgiving Day, 2021. I recently moved here because I need a different scenery. I need a different environment, I should say. Meet more people, meet new friends. The place of belonging is where I am living now, in Kikikyelk. The place of belonging is where we can grow up, be independent. The transition from moving from Lytton to Kamloops, it's been a little tough for me. I had to wait probably over a year to move here. I had to find transportation. How to figure out who's going to bring me, and it takes time for me to move somewhere where I want to be. My favorite things to be in Kikikyelk here is I have support here. I have great staff that works with me every day from Monday to Fridays, maybe including weekends. It's a pretty good place to grow up. We do programs here once in a while. Depending on the funding of the Kikikyelk, we usually get it, I don't know how long. I know every once in a while we have programs. One thing about the programs is where we can learn how to do things in life, how to manage bills, how to manage banking, how to do your own bills. We are independent here. We're here as a family too as well. Yes, it's a new family. I meet a lot of new familiar faces. It's easy to make friends as long as you get to know them first. This is a place where to be safe. It's a safe place where we don't do drugs or alcohol.
So my name is Paul Sowin. My grandfather was Paul Sowin, and my grandmother was Mabel Sowin. My dad was Robert Sowin, all from Driftpile, Alberta. It's a small reserve about 2.5 hours north of Edmonton. My mom is Faye Ferguson. She's from Montana, Saskatchewan. She's Blackfoot and I guess a French. What I do here, my name is Paul. Paul Cass Sowin, my fault. CAS stands for Keeping Alive Stories for the People. What I do at Kikikyelk is I'm a youth support worker. I'm here, I do my best to help them with whatever they need when I can, with whatever resources I have, even if it's mental, emotional, spiritual. I just do my best to, because every youth is different. I don't like saying cases because, that's not okay. So every youth is different. Outside of here, I'm a hip-hop artist. I'm a motivational hip-hop artist, motivational speaker, workshop facilitator, and just do my best to help change lives on reserve. So when I'm not doing my best here at Kikikyelk, I do my best out there in Turtle Island just to help people. So, yeah. How I got involved with working with youth is how I was raised, I guess. Yeah, growing up in East Vancouver, you know, like everybody has a story. Dad was a heroin addict. Mom was, was getting beat by my dad, and so she wasn't around, and so I got put into foster care. But during my time with my dad, while he was going through what he was going through, there was nobody there for me. So I figured that since there was nobody there for me when I was little, and when I was a teenager, I'm going to be there for others, just because it's like that old tool, giving is receiving. So I do my best, give back, and you know, a lot of people say, well, why don't you just start your own this and start your own? It's because I don't have time for that. I got family, I got my business, I got, you know, so I just give back anywhere I can, and this was a fit. Kikikyelk was a fit, so I was just like, okay, well, they accepted me here, and I'll do my best and see what happens from there. The youth, truthfully, I mean, I get to, it doesn't feel like work when I come here. It feels like I'm going back to my second home, and, you know, and when you're at home, there's always different situations, right? Especially with your own kids. So when you come here, and I know you're not supposed to call them kids, but, you know, every once in a while I slip up, but they're youth, right? And I figure, you know, how can I help today? What can I do for them today? What, you know, because a lot of people like plan. It's cool because it works for them, but for me, it's like, just for today, we're going to work on this today, and yeah, so that's how I work. Yeah. Be yourself, man. Learn about who you are, learn about the stories, and learn about the medicines, and speak with elders no matter what territory you're in, because that's still indigenous. Even though if you're not Cree, if you're not Shuswap, or if you're not wherever you come from, it's always good to learn, you know, and that just becomes part of your teachings, and, you know, we can never learn too much, so never be scared to learn about other people's, you know, teachings, values, and all that stuff, because that helps build on your spiritual repertoire, I guess you could say.
My name is Melba Sterling. I live here in Kikikyelk. I can't say the word. Kikikyelk. And I moved here 2 months ago. I'm Métis. I'm from northern Alberta, where I was born and raised. And I moved here to be near youth and to help youth if I can. I'm retired, obviously. And my background, I have worked with families, children, youth for all my life since I was 17 years old. And I have 3 children grown. And 2 of my children live in Vancouver, 1 lives in Dawson Creek. What else did I tell you? I love this place, it's beautiful. The kids are all nice, respectful, helpful. I enjoy it here, and I hope to stay here for a long time. Well, my daughter Tina House, she's with APTN, and she lives in Vancouver, and she wanted me to move to Vancouver, but I said no, it's too busy. So she knows the Director of Housing for BC Métis, Dean Gladue, and Dean suggested that I look at this place. So I came and toured, and I loved it as soon as I saw it, and I thought, well, this place looks like it's a place I need to live. So here I am. I think what I like about it is the fact that we all live individual apartments, and yet we get together and share. Like this room is beautiful. It's a good place to meet and connect. The building is brand new. What else I could tell you about it? The kitchen is good. So it's really nice. I really like it here. I'd like to be more involved with the kids one-on-one. And one of my favorite things is in helping them to manage their money better. And that comes from my own background. Also, in the past, I designed and facilitated life skills programs. So this is what I hope to bring here.
My name's Lori Parsons, formerly Lizotte. I am from Cremation, Saskatchewan. My maternal family is from Hillsborough, North Dakota, and my father is Cree from Saskatchewan. There you go. So I started out in foster care myself, so I went through foster care, and then once I left foster care, I married and had kids, and that took me about 10 years to get out of. And then I got my GED, went to U of A. From there, I took my securities in exchange and worked in the stock market for a while in the 90s. And then I took that money and my kids, I went to California, went to UC Davis and became a wildlife veterinarian. Worked there for many years. And then I got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, so I retired, returned to Canada. Once here, I was retired for about 5 years, and then I really felt I needed to be doing something. So I worked with Melba and another elder of ours, and we developed a Aboriginal Women's Center. And from there, I did some private contracts in Trail, and then I worked for Boundary Women's Coalition in Grand Forks. And then COVID hit, so I wasn't doing anything, but I was really sick. My cancer came back, it went out of remission, had to start doing some chemo, and my husband passed away February 12th of 2001. My house caught on fire March 29th and burnt to the ground, so I lost everything. So it was kind of like, you know, I was wondering, what's this all about? Like, it's just ashes, right? So after the house fire, I had to finish up with a couple of sessions of chemo, radiation. And while I was down in Vancouver, Melba, another elder here at Kikikyelk, came down to Vancouver to see me, and she stood on one side of the deck and I was on the other, and she was like, hey, I heard of this great place up in Kamloops. It's Elmo, it's called Kikikyelk, and they're looking for elders in house. So I was like, oh, cool. And she goes, yeah, you got to check it out. Here's the lady's number. So I phoned Colleen, who's the executive director here. And once I seen her, I came up, I interviewed. She told me about the place and what the pilot project was about. I was super, super interested. And I went home, packed up, and came on up, moved in, and I'm an in-house elder. I help facilitate, I guess, youth by mentoring and sometimes, you know, I'm a liaison between the youth and the youth workers or management or staff or whatever. I sit in as an in-house elder, and I'm really honored to be here, and I know that my life has come full circle and this is where I was meant to be. One of my favorite things about being here at Kikikyelk is prior to my house fire, when I was in Grand Forks, I was seriously thinking about becoming a foster parent and taking in foster children. Because I was out on the acreage and had a lot of room, and I was lonely between COVID and my husband passing away, and I really wanted to give back because I came through the foster system and I know what it's like. So then that didn't work out, and I ended up in Vancouver, and Melba came up with me coming here, and I came here. So really, I got my dream, or what I wanted to do. By me being here, I have all kinds of youth that are, you know, coming out of foster care, going into independent living, and it fulfills me to be able to help guide them through this process. I think that this project is going to be a big success, and I hope there's more projects like this across Canada, because having elders in-house with the youth, we really are a bridge for them, and we can teach our traditions and our culture and not leave it to, you know, there's so much colonialism going that's inbred in all of us really and now, but we can bring our youth back to our own culture and take care of our own. I like that we're taking care of our own.